This is where it all matters, right here. The lives can be saved, the lives can be lost, right here.
The type of construction that we do is very risky.
I hope.
Everybody plays a part. Everybody takes ownership.
All right, Paul, tell that truck to come on back.
Cycle Construction has a safety-first attitude.
You're not just going to be given a red hard hat. You have to earn it.
Our mission is to develop people.
This is the saw that we use at this company.
You have the greatest opportunity here.
We wanted to push you to your fullest potential.
Whatever you feel that you want to do, you can accomplish at Cycle Construction.
Cycle Construction.
Cycle Construction.
Cycle Construction Company. My name is Jonathan Kernion. I'm president of the Cycle Construction Company. We do heavy civil construction work. We build roads, levees, flood walls, underground utilities, sewer water drainage, and site work. Our mission is to be a leader in the civil construction industry.
My name is Nathan Kernion. Cycle Construction. It's a family-owned business. My father, my brother, and myself.
My name's Kevin Kernion. I'm the pre-construction manager for Cycle Construction. Cycle Construction is a team-based organization. Everybody plays a part. Everybody takes ownership.
I hope.
It is essential that you understand that safety is our #1 priority.
Let's watch out for each other. Let's not watch out for us, all right? Have a good day.
We put a lot of effort into making our training stand above and beyond the rest. What we do at Cycle is we want to train every employee so they can feel comfortable and confident enough to speak out about safety, identify hazards, make corrections, stop work if they feel necessary.
We're going to treat you with the utmost respect, and we're going to help you to accomplish whatever mission you want to accomplish or goal you want to accomplish while working for Cycle.
If you're interested in moving up and you apply yourself, you have the greatest opportunity here.
Whatever you feel that you want to do, you can accomplish at Cycle Construction.
I was born in the city of New Orleans at Baptist Hospital up on Napoleon Avenue in August of 1953. I was raised in what would seem to be a normal family environment. Only problem with the family environment, my parents didn't get along, and around the 3rd grade, 9 years old, I was taken away from my family, and I was sent to a place called Madonna Man in Hope Haven, which was a home for homeless boys. I was raised there, and it was a tough environment. Learning and succeeding in school was definitely not something that I had any capability of doing due to the low self-esteem. I went to 4 different high schools, tried going to college, but it didn't work, and I decided to go figure out how to make a living on my own any way that I could make the living.
Growing up with my dad, he's always been a hard-working guy. He came up, I guess, the hard way, if you will.
From when I was born, he was already in construction. He was on bobcats running machinery.
You know, I never once encouraged my sons to go into the construction business. They learned how to go into the construction business from working with Dad. They were always wearing hard hats. They had radios strapped to their waist.
A lot of times, we were brought with him in the vehicle.
We grew up in construction. We were always around construction.
And I think at that point, they just wanted to be like their dad. Their dad at some point wasn't that proud of himself, but you don't know who's watching you. Right out of high school, I was a diesel mechanic for 8 years. I repaired tugboat engines on this Mississippi River right here. Got out of being a diesel mechanic, became a dump truck driver, and I worked my way up the ladder.
In the late 70s, early 80s, he had a small company, Kernion Equipment Company, owner-operator type business. In the mid-80s, he closed the business down at that point and went to work for other companies and learned a lot.
I went to work for 2 different companies in a 16-year period, and after those 16 years, I decided I was going to start Cycle Construction.
I have had the unique opportunity to sit in audiences
where Jonathan Kernion was giving speeches.
Didn't know really what I wanted to do with my life. Didn't think I could do anything with my life.
And if you ever have that opportunity to listen to him tell his story, you realize if you don't give up and you have that confidence in yourself, you can succeed.
It's a lot of little things that set him apart from anybody else. He'll take you under his wing and you're becoming one of his projects.
I have never met a man that really takes care of their employees and wants to see them to be the best that they can be.
He's a great man, and it's been a great pleasure working with him.
One of the things that got me to start Cycle Construction Company was actually my son's.
When I was a kid, we always said, me and my brother always said, we want to own our own construction company one day.
My brother and I were both in construction. That's kind of where we saw our career path taking us. So my brother and I kind of started pushing my dad, why don't we start a company?
And I said, let's make it happen. Cycle was started back in the year 2000, and the biggest reason I started the company was I wanted to offer employees a better working environment than I personally had been accustomed to over the years.
My dad's big on safety because he came up through the field. And I think working in that environment and seeing friends, co-workers get injured, the risk involved with it, I think he's just taken safety to another level.
So one of the things Jonathan talked about when he first started his construction company was not only being successful financially, but being successful on the safety front.
That looks good right there.
So we started hiring people up and kind of growing the business from there. And then all of a sudden we picked up a couple jobs real quick. And they were pretty big jobs for a startup company.
Our business was on a very steady growth path.
It's just kind of grown and grown and grown.
Every single year we increased that volume up until Katrina hit. When Katrina hit, we lost our office. Almost every piece of equipment that we owned got flooded.
It was a traumatic experience, affected everybody personally.
I was living in Gentilly, I got flooded out, didn't see my home for about 2 weeks.
My house was destroyed. My brother's house was destroyed, my sister's house was destroyed. We lost a lot of things.
My home on the North Shore became the office once again. At one point, we probably had 15 people living there.
The additional challenge for us was we were back working the day after Katrina hit.
Katrina for us was a baptism by fire. There was all of the problems that we had that affected us, but at the same time, the sword cut the other way, and we also were given a lot of work as a result of the storm.
At that point, we kind of went into overdrive working.
We kind of went into, some 18, 20-hour days, with the intent, hey, this is the time you just got to work. We kind of took the approach, this is kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity with the amount of construction that's happening around here. We brought in a bunch of new people. We were fortunate that some of the top-rated companies in the country and in the world came to New Orleans to build, and we got to see how they do it, what to do, what not to do.
This work had launched us into a whole different sphere of work, gave us a lot of work to build upon. We built our staff up off of it, as well as our training program.
We always want to use 3 points of contact when getting in and out of the cab. That's one thing we will teach our operators.
This work also allowed us to build a safety program that we have today. All right, right now I want to talk about the safety aspects of cycle. Construction business is a very, very dangerous business.
The type of construction that we do is very risky.
Slide it out. Got to be 10 foot off the stake.
When you're doing that type of risky construction, you really have to make sure that it's extremely safe.
Our safety mission as cyclists is to make sure when you're working on one of our projects that you're brought back to your family that evening the same way we got you that morning, in one piece, unharmed.
You come in one piece, we want you going home in one piece.
A lot of companies have a safety director that reports to the president, vice president of the company, and the safety director is responsible to make sure everybody in the company is safe. We do the same thing, except we put the responsibility in everybody's hands.
Each employee becoming a safety consultant. And the fact that while the message comes from the top down, the implementation comes from the bottom up. And that's sort of a unique concept.
Cycle Construction has a very unique safety program we call the Parata system. And the Parata system is a training system that brings people to levels of training.
Typically, when anyone hires in with Cycle Construction, I have them for 2 days before they go on the job, because they do not allow anyone on the job that has not been safety trained. If I hit something with this saw and I get a kickback, what's this saw going to do?
When an employee starts at Cycle, he'll be issued a white hard hat. That white hard hat signifies he's new, he's unfamiliar to the job site and to the company.
The white hard hat is for your first 90-day probationary period. If you make it through the first 90 days, then you're rewarded a red hard hat.
Once you complete that training program, you become a trained Parata safety specialist. You'll be given one of Cycle's red hard hats with a Parata Level 1 Safety Specialist sticker on that hat.
The red hard hat on a job site communicates to everyone that you are now a Parata safety specialist.
Got my red hat today and I'm part of the team.
And you have the right to stop work on a project.
Whether you're a project manager, a field superintendent, a foreman, down to a laborer.
You have the right and authority and obligation to shut down any one of our projects if you see anything that's an unsafe hazard. You will not be reprimanded for this.
Well, it means a lot to get a red hat. That represents that I'm done with my 90-day probationary period.
That red hard hat signifies authority, knowledge, and safety. But at Cycle, just because you've been here for 90 days doesn't mean you're going to get a red hat. You've got to earn it. You've got to prove to us that you want to be part of our team. Take responsibility for safety for yourself and your coworkers and make a safe workplace.
We feel that once a person's gone through all of our safety training, that they should then know the safety regulations, know the safety procedures, watch out for the man next to him.
Once you qualify to be a full-time Cycle employee, you will get all of the full benefits. Vacation, 7 paid holidays, short-term and long-term disability, life insurance, and you'll be eligible for the health insurance program as well. Why this system helps our employees is because it's a training system to enable them to do their job more efficiently. And everybody I train them to do the job that's next in line for them to do. When I hire an employee to report directly for me, my goal is to train that employee to take my place.
Everybody at Cycle has a chance of moving up.
Through our processes here, we've started to see where people are sticking around longer due to the fact that they can move their way up the career path quicker than at other companies.
If you're interested in moving up and you apply yourself, you have the greatest opportunity here. And I've made over 4 lateral moves since I've been here 9.5 years.
Once that employee is trained to take my place, that allows me to move up to do something else in the company. So we train the employees based on that theory where you keep training people to move up the ladder. That's what my goal is for the employees, to develop them, because if I hire a laborer, I'd love for him to be a superintendent one day. Not tomorrow, but one day after he has the training and the knowledge. think everybody needs to realize that life always has challenges. What matters is not what happens to you, but what you do with what happens to you in life. That, to me, is the biggest lesson that I learned. And if you look hard enough, you find that good comes out of every one of those challenges under the condition that you look hard enough to find the good.